Hey guys, and welcome to A Chat with Zach, where I pick a topic and I just have a short little chat with you guys. And since the school year is coming to an end, there's one last dance that a lot of people look forward to at the end of the school year. And that dance is called prom. We've all heard of prom. We all have heard it through movies, or maybe through different schools, or maybe you guys have even gone to prom, or maybe you guys are going to your first prom. And with prom, it's just a fun time. Sometimes it's their high schoolers' last prom, last dance, and they want to try to make the best night ever. And sometimes prom can be really stressful for some people. They're making all this arrangements and making all these dinner plans and dresses and all this planning for prom. And some people just have so much fun with it and just make it the best night ever and just rock it out. But some people, it's not so fortunate for other people. And I'm not talking about not having a date or getting ditched out on prom, even though that is kind of bad. But what I'm talking about is the tragedies that come with prom. You know, you've all heard of stories like some kids get killed by drunk driving, and some kids even kill people because they drink and drive. And I'm not gonna take this time to talk about stories or things that I've heard of prom, because most likely you've heard it all. You've heard of so-and-so got killed by a drunk driver on prom night, and all these people talk about prom night and say you have to be super, super careful and you have to just watch out for stupid people on the road, because lots of people, they're usually older kids. And with older kids, they're able to drive, and that's really awesome if you're able to drive on prom, because you can just go out. It's a nice, beautiful night. It's getting close to summer. It's just an awesome night to go out driving, but it can also be dangerous because usually prom takes place on like a Saturday, and that's when lots of the stupid people come out and just act so reckless. And really, when you're driving and with a bunch of different friends in the car, you're not really paying that much attention to the road or paying much attention to when you're driving. And that's just when you're sober. It's hard enough to drive when you're sober at that late of night with that many people out. But just imagine if, I don't know, you're drunk or something, or you're just wasted from like prom or an after party, and you're gonna want to drive home at night after prom, maybe even with some other people. Just imagine how hard that's gonna be, and especially if something does happen, how bad you're gonna feel if something happens to you, your friend, your loved one, or just anybody with you in the car, or maybe someone that's outside your car that you happen to hurt. That's what I'm just trying to tell you guys, is just be safe on prom. Don't do anything you might regret, or don't do anything that you know you really shouldn't do, but you know, it's prom. It's prom. Why not? Don't do any of that. I'm not saying you can't be so sober and you can't do any of that, but I'm not saying don't get wasted out of your goddamn mind. Just know what you're doing, know and handle what you're capable of. And just don't do anything stupid. If you're gonna be drinking or whatever, that's fine. It's whatever. It's prom. I mean, you're close to an adult. I think you can make your own decisions. You're a big boy or a big girl who's ever listening to this commentary. You can make your own decisions. Just don't make stupid decisions that would hurt you, or more importantly, somebody else. If you're gonna be drinking, don't drive. Don't even think about getting in the car with anybody. And especially if someone else is drinking and they're your ride, I know it's gonna be hard, but don't ever get in the car with someone like that who's wasted, and you know they're wasted. Don't ever get in the car, because that's just gonna be bad news for you in the end. Lots of people are just gonna be doing this, and it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. No matter what the situation is, you can somehow get home whatever time it is. And if you're the one wasted, if you're the one drunk, I'm sure your parents wouldn't care if you were to call them. Well, obviously they would care, and obviously they would get mad, but would you rather want to be grounded for a week for what you did on prom night, or would you rather be dead for an eternity because of a stupid mistake on prom night? There is a huge difference between the two, and your parents, they won't hate you forever if you did do this. And I'm sure if your parents went out to prom throughout their high school years, I'm sure they know what you might get into, and I think they would rather want you safe at home drunk than dead and drunk. You see what I mean? It just makes more sense for you to be safe and know what you're doing, know the situation, than maybe risk it. I'd rather not get in trouble with my parents. Yeah, he's drunk. He's gonna drive me home. And so, oh no, I'm drunk. I'm fine. I'm fine to drive. Just don't do that. I don't see why people would want to risk that or just want to take a chance on that, because in the end, if you do make it out alive and if you do make it home safe, it's not going to be a good idea. Just don't do it. I'm sure your parents will be fine if you do call them, or maybe if you don't even want to call your parents, call a cab or something. Or something that a lot of kids do, actually, that I've seen, is get a limo. Get a big giant limo that you can drive before the dance and after the dance, and maybe if you go to an after party, they can drive you home then, and maybe get a hotel or stay with a friend. I don't know. Just be responsible is all I'm trying to say. You're gonna hear that a lot from your parents and teachers, and I know you don't really want to hear it from me, but I'm your age, guys. I'm a kid. I know what we're going through and what you're gonna be doing. I'm not freaking stupid. I'm not like your teachers or your parents who you don't really understand, but I do know this, and I do understand. So just be safe at prom. Don't cut your life short, and have fun. My name is WACK, and I am signing off for tonight.